Yo, what is going on, guys? It's me, Lucas zToxcity, coming at you with another Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies summary. So this is the first time I've done a summary. Feel free to like the video, please get this over to 40 likes. That will unlock the next top 5 tomorrow, so comment your top 5s down below just to get that out of the way, and whatever one I like, I'll pick it. So I'm talking about Black Ops and Black Ops 2 Zombies leading up to Black Ops 3 and what they've held within the storyline, etc. So we saw in Black Ops the best of the best that the Zombies experience. It was phenomenal. It was brilliant. I loved every bit of it, and I just hope they bring back that kind of structure in the game, in game type within Black Ops 3. I really hope they do actually do that. Another thing that I want them to actually bring back is the Thunder Gun. Thunder Gun was so good. I loved it. I think it was one of the best. It was the best wonder weapon in my opinion. I think it is up there with Blundergat. People obviously will have their opinions and say no, the Slickfire was good, but I've played with the Slickfire, but you know, nonetheless, they're all good in their ways. So we had Black Ops Zombies. Just a little run through on what the actual storyline was about. It was just about teleporting and just, you know, getting things done. And obviously Richtofen had in his mind that he wanted to blow up the world, because it was something to do with Maxis, and turns out in Buried, which I'll go on to in a minute, that he was the evil one. So we have here Richtofen and the other 3 characters. They were picked to go and fight the zombies alongside Richtofen, if I'm correct in any way, but they went from they went from, I think it was Derice they were first introduced. I don't think that they were introduced in Actor. No, they weren't. The first appearance was Derice, and I think it should keep it that way. I think the soldiers remained in Shino. Well, no, they were brought in as Shino Numa, I think. Shino Numa or Derice, one of the two. But they shouldn't have been brought in Varuk and Actor Totem, which they weren't, so it was good. As well, they then went on to Black Ops to make Kino the Totem, and obviously they had one map, 2 maps actually, that wasn't to do with the storyline. That was Dead Ops Arcade and 5. They were regularly played, they were good, they were alright, not the best, but we still had Kino the Totem and 5 for the first map. And then they went on to DLCs. First map was Ascension, and that was about just getting the rocket up there. I guess something was within the rocket. I believe that the rocket went up to the moon, and then that's where all the rockets were stationed and stuff. You could see in Ascension there was a rocket, and in Shangri-La there was a rocket. And then you went on to Call of the Dead, which they had different characters, but the great thing, the weird thing is that they rescued the 4 main characters. Well, I only heard from the Easter egg Dempsey and Nikolai, but when you did finish that Easter egg, I don't know what happened to those other characters. They probably died in the making of the storyline. So what we have here is now from Call of the Dead. Christ, sorry. From Call of the Dead, we had after that we had, what was it? I forgot. I totally forgot. It was Moon because there's 4 DLCs. There was Moon, and then the original World at War maps, which were just brilliant. The only thing that I would fault Truck for not putting it in is the PPSH, because that is really looked upon as a good, brilliant gun. So they brought it back, and everyone loved it. I mean, when it was my birthday, I got money, and I was like, oh my god, sorry about that. I have got to get this map pack, and oh yes, I wasn't disappointed at all. I mean, it was insane. So once Moon, they blew up the world, it ended there for the Trout franchise until 2012. So 2 years they were working on the game, and I was pretty disappointed for when I played it, and mainly played it about zombies. I was really disappointed. Transit, Town, Farm were not good enough at all. They were worse than 5, and they were worse than Shangri-La. I'd rather play Shangri-La as a standard map. I would definitely play Shangri-La as a standard map instead of, you know, the current standard maps, which were Transit, etc. So just a backstory, I think everyone knows, is that Farm, Transit and Town were the aftermath of what happened with the rocket. So they blew up the world, and that's what it looked like from then. It was all foggy and stuff, and basically they just put the fog in to fill out, you know, unfinished parts within the map. So the first DLC dropped, which was Die Rise. Die Rise was good. It was good. I played it a few times, but it doesn't interest me. It's just not. It's not as good as the Black Ops 1 maps. I'm gonna be relating to Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 within this video. So Black Ops 1 was good. Black Ops 2, they just put too much variety in it. What I mean by that is that they didn't put let's get Kino de Totem, map, box, perks, 4 perks. Well, they put the 5th one in, which was Mule Kick. So 5 perks. I like all the perks. Don't get me wrong, they all have their part within zombies, but they should be played in different maps. PhD was played only in Origins, and Origins is, as you know, not one of my favourite maps. I don't like it that much. Mob of the Dead, hands down, best map in Black Ops 2. Some people will disagree with Origins, etc., but you know what it is. So I think one of the things they can just bring into Black Ops 3 is standard, not too much variety. Box, a few like 6 perks. You may have to do at least, if you're doing part of the Easter egg, you get 1 extra perk every time you complete a step, depending on how many steps there are within the Easter egg. I know there's loads of ideas and loads of speculations about, you know, what happened. So we finished Die Rise, and it was really weird. The storyline with the new characters was just weird. It was just weird. It was set in a really weird time period within the world, and what you got to remember is that they're like the current survivors, you could say, because the 4 main characters are actually immune. So if you set alongside, we do not know anything about where they actually are. Yes, there's 115, and then there's a coordinate leading us to the pyramids. But you got to think about, would it be logical with the storyline? Because the storyline has set every map except was it like 5 and Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead was in, you know, 2010 to 2015 time period, and or wherever it was you know, actively used for prisoners. So look back at the storyline and look at where they actually, you know, put some relevant stuff. Another thing that I want to point out is that there was a lot of activity within the storyline that created an atmosphere for the next zombie maps. So when we finished Die Rise, we went on to either Mob of the Dead or Buried. I'm guessing Mob of the Dead. So we had Mob of the Dead, and oh my god, that was a brilliant map. It never gets boring at all. It never gets boring. The Easter egg is brilliant, and it never gets boring. So Mob of the Dead, then everyone was like, yeah, that's good, that's brilliant, but we want to see what's current in the storyline, well, for those Easter egg hunters. So then we went on to Buried. Buried is personally, I would say one of my favourite maps. I mean, Buried does have that theme of creepiness within the ghost. I do like it. I mean, people fault it for being too easy. It's just one of those maps where you got to live with it, and it's a good map. So we had Buried, and I saw actually the Easter egg for it, and it's probably one of the hardest Easter eggs I've ever looked at step by step. And then they brought in the transfer between Richtofen and Maxis. So they picked this person. Back in Die Rise, they were doing loops and loops and loops until they mended the rift, and once they did that, they got onto Buried, and then you saw the pyramids. I don't know what the pyramids had to do with it, but I'm not entirely sure that they were intentionally putting that in to leak for the next zombies map in Black Ops 3, because as you know, they were still working on Origins at that time period, which was, you know, can't be a coincidence. It might be a coincidence or something and such, but we don't know for sure. So we are now at Buried. Buried is basically where Sterlinger, I think that's his name, not too sure, sorry if I got it wrong, but Sterlinger was the actual person who got transferred within his soul. So his soul, like, have a model there in your head, his soul's inside, gets moved out for Richtofen's. Actually no, Richtofen was, you know, kind of leading him where to go and such, and then Richtofen, I think, went into his body. No, it was Maxis who went into Sterlinger's body. I don't know about Richtofen. I think he lost the battle between Maxis and himself. So we now, and then, well, going on to another bit, they all died and buried. I mean, everyone's speculating they all died and buried because if you go in theatre mode after you've done the Easter egg or whatever, they are all down on the floor. Now, I personally don't think they're dead because the storyline for them was so short. They were only featured in 3 maps. 3 maps is not enough for a storyline with a characterization. And if you think about it, the original characters will not be in all of the map packs in Black Ops 3. How are they going to do that? Because if they put them in all of the map packs, they did that with Black Ops, but it was so soon in Black Ops that they couldn't end the storyline. And the scary thing about it, the scary thing I am kind of worried about within Trail Zombies is that will the storyline stop? Will the storyline stop in this game? And the thing that I want to know is what will happen once the storyline is done for. What will happen? And it's just really weird to think that in a few years time, when the next Call of Duty and the next Call of Duty after, where will they take it? And it's amazing, it really is. But I've just basically spoke about the past of zombies and what it has to bring with us for the next Call of Duty. Just to point out that everyone who's looking, this has really pissed me off a few times. Everyone is trying to, look back at the trailer and doing an analysis of what they think. Okay, fair enough, you have your own opinion, but we don't know anything. We only know the game title. The coordinates are set in Egypt. That could be multiplayer. That could be something. They might not even do it. They might just be trolling like they did with PhD on Die Rise. They trolled, okay? They hype it up, and I think people are a bit too gullible, to be fair. I mean, that might be hatred to some people, but some people are just plain gullible. So I did do an analysis on it. I might be a hypocrite for doing that, but I done it because I wanted to get my point across, because every zombie YouTuber was doing it at that time period. So I just wanted to get my point across. Then everybody, I've started looking at these Snapchat stories. Please stop. They're nothing. They're worth literally nothing. Obviously they might have something to do with Black Ops. If they don't, if they do, whatever. That's how it is. It is how it is. And I mean, people should stop, trying to find stuff out, because it's not working at all. I think it's alright to watch. If you have a source of information, then yes, I'll definitely watch it. But if you don't, then I'm not going to watch it. Well, I'm not going to carry on with watching the series, but I just wanted to say that to point out to people that not everything is true what everyone's saying. It's just speculations, and I think everyone is saying it there is their speculation. But that's all I've got time for you today. I mean, I'm going to be doing the top 5, so comment down below what you want in the top 5 tomorrow, and then I'll do it. Subscribe if you're new here, really helps me out a lot, and smash 40 likes to unlock the top 5 tomorrow. I've been Luke, zToxcity, and I'm out. Peace.